In the hidden depths of the dark web, there was a website known as Echoes of the Forgotten. The site was said to contain audio recordings of people who had disappeared under mysterious circumstances. The recordings were rumored to be cursed. Those who listened to them would begin to hear the voices of the lost souls, eventually driving them to madness. A man named David, a skeptic by nature, stumbled upon the site late one night. He had heard the stories, but didn't believe in curses. The site was plain, with a list of audio files, each labeled with the name of a missing person. Out of morbid curiosity, David clicked on a file titled Sarah Thompson, missing since 2010. The recording began with static, followed by a faint, trembling voice. "If you're hearing this, please help me." The voice whispered. David's heart raced as the voice continued. "I'm trapped. It's dark, so dark. They're coming for me." As the recording played, the static grew louder, and the voice became more desperate. David could hear faint footsteps in the background, growing closer with each second. "They're here. Please, don't let them take me." Sarah's voice cracked, and then there was silence. But the recording didn't end. The silence stretched on for what felt like hours, broken only by the occasional sound of shuffling feet and distant whispers. David felt a cold chill run down his spine as the whispers grew louder, more insistent. They seemed to be speaking directly to him, calling his name. He slammed his laptop shut, but the whispers didn't stop. They echoed in his mind, growing louder and more frantic. No matter how much he tried to block them out, they persisted, gnawing at his sanity. That night, David couldn't sleep. He kept hearing the faint voice of Sarah, begging for help. The whispers followed him everywhere, growing louder when he was alone. He tried to convince himself it was just his imagination, but the fear was too real, too intense. Days turned into weeks, and David's condition worsened. The whispers became screams, accusing him of ignoring their pleas for help. "You didn't save us. You left us to die," they would chant over and over. One night, the voices drove David to the brink. Desperate for peace, he returned to the dark website, hoping to find answers. But when he tried to access it, the site was gone. No trace of it remained. The recordings had vanished, leaving him alone with the echoes of the forgotten. In a last-ditch effort to rid himself of the voices, David tried to record his own message, hoping that by doing so, he could pass the curse onto someone else. But as he began to speak, the whispers grew deafening, drowning out his voice. The last thing he heard before everything went dark was Sarah's voice, clear and cold. "Now you're one of us." David was never seen again. His apartment was found empty, with only a single audio file left on his computer. The file was labeled David Williams, missing since 2024. Those who dared to listen claimed they could hear David's voice, begging for help, lost in the echoes of the forgotten.